Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Planet Keebler. I'm so glad you're here today. This is your place for positivity, spirituality, financial discipline, and health and wellness. These are some of the things that help us grow and thrive. In today's video, we'll be talking about leaving a relationship. So get comfortable, open your mind, and let's explore this topic together. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you vibe with the content. Now let's get into it. One of the toughest choices we face in life is walking away from a long-term relationship that no longer serves us. I'm talking about a relationship that just isn't working. It doesn't fulfill us anymore. Despite our best efforts to repair what's broken, sometimes the healthiest option is to let go. After constantly trying to work out issues, you realize it may be time to move on. Human beings are deeply emotional creatures. It's hard to detach from someone we've been connected to for a long time. Leaving a long-term relationship is one of the hardest decisions we will ever face. The idea of walking away can feel overwhelming. We've invested time, love, and hope into another person for so long. It's not a decision we take lightly. The fear of heartbreak often tempts us to stay in situations that no longer serve us. Deep in our hearts, we know that some relationships are not meant to last forever. Sometimes, letting go is not an act of weakness. It's an act of courage. Doubt may start to creep in. When doubt creeps in, we may start to question ourselves. Will we ever find the happiness we're searching for? Should we simply settle and make the best of what we have? These questions of doubt need to be addressed before we can find joy and fulfillment. On one side, we may try to convince ourselves that true happiness is a myth. There's no such thing as true happiness. We may say this just to avoid the pain of change. On the other side of our minds, deep down, there's a longing for a relationship that feels uplifting and nourishing. More often than not, this is the voice we eventually listen to. That inner voice that tells us, we know we are worthy of happiness. We all deserve joy, regardless of where we stand right now. It's completely justified to pursue love and fulfillment that align with our true selves. But before we can move forward, we must first gather the strength to walk away from the thing that is holding us back. It's time for you and your partner to communicate. You need to have a serious talk before you separate. It's okay to still be friends after ending a long-term relationship, but this friendship is your choice and it depends on the situation. We understand that all relationships are unique. Different circumstances will dictate if friendship after a long-term relationship is possible or not. Having friends is better than having enemies, especially a person that knows you better than many. Taking that initial step will be difficult. It all starts with that talk. The peace and freedom that comes after will be worth every challenge. Keep your focus on the future. We can begin to untangle ourselves from relationships that no longer align with our growth. You have to remove yourself from situations that drain our energy. Each step forward brings us closer to the love, peace, and happiness we truly deserve. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 reminds us, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. Just as the seasons change, so do the relationships in our lives. Holding on to something that no longer nurtures us may hinder us from stepping into the life God has planned for us. We may fear that leaving means we have failed, but what if it means we are growing? Isaiah 43 verses 18 to 19 encourages us, forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. God does not intend for us to stay trapped in situations that drain us. He calls us forward into new beginnings filled with hope. When we walk away from relationships that no longer serve our growth, we are not walking alone. Psalms 147 verse 3 reassures us, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. The pain of believing may feel unbearable at first, but healing comes when we trust that God has greater plans ahead. Trusting God means believing that He will provide the love and peace we desire. Proverbs 3 verses 5 and 6 remind us to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. Sometimes the path to joy begins with the courage to say goodbye. Leaving is never easy, but when we choose ourselves, when we trust that we deserve love that uplifts us, we step into the light of God's purpose. Every ending is the beginning of something new, and in that newness, we find the happiness we were always meant to receive. Letting go of a relationship that no longer nurtures our soul is a journey of faith, strength, and trust in God's plan. As painful as it may be, we are never truly alone. God walks beside us, guiding us toward healing and renewal. The wisdom found in Ecclesiastes, Isaiah, and Proverbs remind us that seasons change, and with every ending comes the promise of a new beginning. When we release what no longer serves us, we open our hearts to the greater love and purpose God has prepared. In trusting God, we find not just healing, but a path to true joy and fulfillment. Thank you for joining me today. Peace and God bless you all.